Shalom, shalom, shalom. Rakatah Yahweh, Rakatah Yahweh Shah, the Wadi Yahweh, the Wadi Yahweh Shah, Kohalah, Abba Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach Malak Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash, Babakushah, Babakushah, Babakushah. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. The Rakathan Tawada to all of those who are being diligent inside this truth. And they're doing the best that they can when it comes down to keeping the commandments of the Most High Heavenly Fathers, as well as carrying on the faith of the Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who is the Malak, and has always make it known it's all about the kingdom. So to get right into this, overall, I'm gonna let this video play, and I got some witnesses that I actually want to share, to further substantiate on where I'm standing at in this, because these devils, they really on the move. And, the apostles already made it known, the elders, shall I say, already made it known that this is the year of turn up. And knowing that this year is the year of turn up, and I felt that in my spirit, even from last year, like 2022 is going to be a year of turn up. And, many are going to depart from the spirit of the Lord. They're going to depart from the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, man. And not only just that, but we're going to bear witness to these devils trying to use deception to formulate propaganda, man, against the men of the Lord, because everything is all falling in place of what is of, famine of the word, and right now, just through the spirit, is a separation that's getting ready to take place. And it's been happening, but shall I say it been happening, but throughout the time, and you're going to bear witness to it when you begin to see it, how Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah is separating the real from the fake. He's separating those who are seeking him diligently and who have it within themselves to reap that reward and to go further within that reward, not only within gratitude, but also within gratefulness. And, many in that day, they're going to cry out for Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, but he not going to hear them, and that's the truth, because many think that they can just do wrong, like they got a license to sin. And from having a license to sin, it's okay for them, to do what they're doing. And then it's like, hey, man, all I got to do is just make it known to God, I'm sorry. But Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, he has not given a license to sin. You should never repeat the things that you have been doing in your past months that is of wickedness, or in your past years. I don't care if you have 6 months, 7 months, 8 months of yourself not doing something that that's against Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Ultimately, if you make that one thing that matches up to what you used to do, everything that you've done that may seem like it was good ain't gonna mean nothing in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. And, and we see these things, and that's why we carry the fear of the Lord as men of the Lord. And by carrying the fear of the Lord, that's what keeps us close to wisdom, because Isaiah 33:6 makes that known. Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So we know to cleave to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah and his word. We don't cleave to man's words or what man wants to do, because we know at the end of the day that man will fail you at all times. And, man seek for repentance and they seek for the glory of God, but they don't seek it within decency and order, like how he has made it to be. If you can't live for his kingdom, then you're not going to enter in his kingdom. And that's just the truth. So overall, this right here, this is propaganda. And I wouldn't be surprised if that guy was an agent. But what they're trying to show at the very moment is, and I'm telling you this is true, from the last videos that I was sharing, they made it known like he was a black activist. So they trying to compare that to what? Him being a part of what? Black Hebrew Israelites. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, damn, why can't he be somebody who just doing his own thing, and he's fed up with the atrocities and the things that has been done to the so-called blacks. You see what I'm saying? He may not be aware of being a Hebrew Israelite, but because they see us as a threat for spreading out the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and waking our people up where they're becoming united, they take that as being as a threat. So they're going to use any and everything to try to stop what is actually going on, and not realizing that's a battle that they're not going to win. Because even when it seems like they will win, they have to take into consideration that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has allowed them to be the way they are. You see? So let me play this video real quick. Baba Kusha.
Intense 30-hour manhunt. The suspect who allegedly opened fire on a crowded subway train in New York City is behind bars. 62-year-old Frank James was arrested this afternoon in Manhattan's Lower East Side. Tonight, he faces federal terror-related charges. Wednesday night, Rick is off. I'm Shari Williams, and the big story on Action News tonight is the arrest of the suspect behind the mass shooting that left 29 people injured. We are learning new details about how police tracked him down. Action News reporter Bob Brooks now live for us in Hunting Park at that facility where police say Frank James rented a U-Haul the day before the shooting. Bob.
Shari, that's right. He rented the U-Haul here. He had also took out a storage locker at this facility. Plus, we also know now that James had been living in Philadelphia. But as far as the investigation goes, there were signs that James was troubled. After a 30-hour manhunt, Frank James was taken into custody in Manhattan's East Village. And according to sources, James called police on himself from a McDonald's and would be found just minutes later nearby.
We were able to shrink his world quickly. There was nowhere left for him to run.
James is the lone suspect in the Brooklyn subway attack that left 10 people shot and 19 others injured. Luckily, no one was killed, but some now have a long road to recovery.
I got hit. I didn't think, it was serious until I got off the train. I put my pants down and the size of a quarter, just gushing out blood.
Court records show how law enforcement was able to track him down first. 2 bags were found at the scene. One contained a firearm registered to James, a U-Haul key, and multiple bank cards with the name Frank James. A second contained fireworks filled with black powder. Then there was the U-Haul found 5 miles from the scene that records show James rented here in Philadelphia. According to authorities, they've gathered images of James riding the U-Haul into Brooklyn yesterday morning. Video of him walking into the subway before the attack, and pictures of him exiting the subway a block away from the scene after it happened. Authorities also say he rented a storage unit at the same facility he used in Philadelphia to get the U-Haul. Inside, agents recovered evidence such as 9mm ammunition and ammunition which is used with an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle. And then there are his YouTube videos.
All my troubles surround work.
His channel is filled with ramblings about 9/11, having PTSD and anger towards New York City Mayor Eric Adams.
I'm on my way to Philadelphia.
And on March 20th, James posted he was on his way to Philadelphia after packing up from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where authorities say he once lived. According to agents, James recently got an apartment here, and after they executed a search warrant, items like a Glock handgun, a taser, and a high-capacity rifle magazine were recovered. Now, Shari, records show James has several prior arrests, including a terroristic threat charge in New Jersey back in the mid-90s. If he is convicted for the attack yesterday, he could spend the rest of his life in prison. From reporting live in Hunting Park, Bob Brooks, Channel 6, Action News. Shari.
Okay, Bob, thank you. And for the very latest.
All right, so I'm going to just stop it right there. You know, I want to bring some witnesses out. According to the spirit power, yeah, by Shem Yahushua, man. All right. Go to Proverbs chapter 6. And I'm going to hit verse, go at verse 16. In verse 16, it say, these 6 things doeth the Lord hates, that Yahweh Shem Yahushua hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. 7. It's crazy that you say these 6 things do what the Lord hate, but then it say, yea, 7 are an abomination to him. You gotta really think about that. It may sound like it's off, but when you begin to meditate on it, you begin to see everything coming together. It say a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imagination. Imaginations. First of all, let me go right back to verse 17. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. Hands that shed innocent blood. All right? And a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations. A heart that devises wicked imaginations. That means they have their mindsets in a place of premeditation, you know, when it comes down to their wicked devices and what they want to do. Because I don't know this dude, and nor do any of the, you know, those who I do know that's of camp, you know what I'm saying, that's of, you know, waking up and getting in this truth. They don't know this dude. He's not a part of Great Millstone at all. But the main thing that I can say is that he may be possibly an agent. And even if he's not an agent, I know at the end of the day, like when it comes down to this guy, he has no affiliation with a Hebrew Israelite. That's something that he has within himself to do. But I could tell you this, that the damn devil, or these devils, are going to make it for themselves to use that as a tool, okay? And by using that as a tool, they're going to use it to go up against the men of the Lord. You see? See, one thing I learned as time goes on with Yahweh Shemi Awashai, he allows people to be led with strong delusions. He will allow somebody to operate in carnality just so that those who are fulfilling his will can do what they're supposed to do. Like, think about it. Think about the Pharisees. I'm going to let that sit for a moment. He allowed the Pharisees to do what they was doing. Just for a while. Just so that the Hamashiach Yahushua can be in a place where he's at right now. Think about that.